Welcome to the Sisters Like Us podcast. I'm Lakin, and I'm 30-something.
I'm Allie, and I'm 20-something. Join us each week as we talk about anything
and everything. So grab a glass of wine
or a bottle, and let's drink about it.
Okay, cheers. Cheers to episode 61 of the Sisters Like Us podcast. We each have our own bottle of wine tonight.
Ooh, that was like real satisfying.
Our screw top wines. So I picked a Sauvignon Blanc based on what it looked like, because the if you're watching on YouTube, the design is just this beautiful rainbow, which if you know me, you know I love a rainbow. So
I picked this Pinot Grigio because it's gluten-free. Just saying. What if I was like, no, I'm serious?
I can't fathom you going gluten-free.
What is that supposed to mean?
That bread is amazing and you like bread.
Correct. I got it because there's a llama on it. And llama is my favorite animal. Go, 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 go.
Do we really need a whole bottle of wine for each of us? Probably not, but Sam's not here, so Allie's going to stay and hang out and watch TV with me afterwards. So, actual cheers.
Cheers!
Mm.
That just went straight down my throat.
Are you okay?
I didn't even taste it. It just went straight down my throat. It's like I took a deep breath when I went to sip it. It's also not good.
Really? Mine's good. I like mine. It tastes like a pretty classic Sauvignon Blanc. Well, it also is gluten-free. I don't know that really matters with wine, though. Where is it from?
Italy.
Italy, yeah. It's also organic. I don't know if that matters. You want to try mine? Your face. Oh, it smells bad. Oh, shit. You may be switching to mine.
That tastes like shit.
It is not good.
0 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
I look like shit today.
I don't think you look like shit. I actually had makeup on today, and then I took a little cat nappy while Lyla was napping, and it kind of messed it up a little bit. But Lyla had her first ballet class today, which was the cutest thing in the whole wide world, y'all. And I don't know that. I'm sure I mentioned it on the pod before, but I danced all growing up. Took my first dance class at 3, danced. What are you doing? Can you not?
I just kind of want to feel like I'm on a podcast.
We don't even have the mics plugged in, so why did you pull it in?
Just for funsies.
Okay. You look ridiculous.
Beep, 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 beep.
You gonna let me tell my sappy story, or
yeah,
are you gonna keep interrupting it with
No, go for it.
Okay. So I danced for 15 years growing up. It was my life growing up. That was my thing. And then I danced again as an adult in New York as part of a company. And so taking her to her first dance class today made me super emotional. I was if she doesn't want to dance, that's fine. If that's not her thing, totally fine. But just being able to do that today with her was really special.
That's sweet.
So
I wish I could have gone.
Yeah. Well, you can. It's a weekly thing we signed up for, so
fun.
You can come. It's super close to where Allie lives, so You're welcome anytime.
A hop, skip, and a jump on over.
Skip and a jump on over. And it's all, the way they have it set up is it's all open. So anybody can sit in the lobby and watch. And mom was there, and then another girl who I couldn't really tell if it was an aunt or a friend. I don't know. I wasn't quite sure who the other person watching was. Compared to the little girl that was in the class. But
yeah.
It was kind of a hodgepodge. You have to have an adult with the kid. It's not a drop and go situation. And it was kind of a hodgepodge of moms, grandmas, and nannies. Which, I guess in the middle of the day on a Thursday, it makes sense.
Middle of the day? It was 9:30.
Okay, but if people have a regular job, you're not going at 9:30 in the morning on a Thursday.
Right.
When you have a child, 9:30 is sometimes the middle of the day. It feels like I've lived 17 lives by 9:30 a.m. So, you over the fake mic?
Well, now it just feels redundant.
All right, anyways. You can use one of those glasses and drink my wine if you want. Maybe popping some ice cubes in it might help too.
Okay, maybe I was a little dramatic, but it's not good.
0 out of 10 might be dramatic. It's not the worst thing I've ever tasted, but it's not great.
You don't really like Pinot Grigio,
Regularly.
and so I really like Pinot Grigio, and I'm bumping her down to a 4.
Yikes.
If Josh is a 10.
Okay, yeah, Josh probably isn't even a 10. Your favorite Santa Margarita thing.
No, that's not even a 10.
Oh.
I think my 10 would probably be like in Italy.
Okay, fair. So then Santa Margarita it's not Italian?
Oh, no, it is.
Okay, so maybe it's a 9. Josh is like an 8.
Yeah.
And this is like a 4.
4.
All right, whatever, go.
What?
What's the next category?
Oh, we're doing that.
Do you want to do Nashville first, or do you want to do categories first?
Let's do Nashville first.
Okay. It was a time.
It was a time and a half.
So let's start. Let's just like kind of reminisce chronologically. We didn't offer to drive. You kind of were never going to offer. You would have if somebody asked you to, but like.
I offered on the way there.
Okay.
When I woke up, I offered.
I offered a lot, and Mom never took me up on it. Mom drove the entire way down to Nashville, which was cuckoo. We made okay time. We stopped more going there than we did coming home.
Yeah.
And we hit traffic a handful of times, so it was kind of, we got there a little bit later than I thought we were going to, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The house was so cute.
So
lots
cute.
of stairs. It was a townhome, so there were lots of stairs.
That's how all of they are.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I think we may have used the like rooftop more. Well, it also rained a lot, so that made the rooftop kind of like shitty. So,
yeah.
But the house was so cute, and all of your decorations were so cute. That game was so fun.
Oh, good.
I was telling my pelvic floor therapist about it, and I was like, if you have another like bachelorette party, like you should get this game.
And they have like different ones like on Etsy, I'm
Like, the
pretty sure,
theme.
based off of like where you go.
Now, yeah, so it said like last rodeo at the top. But otherwise there wasn't necessarily any other like country themed stuff throughout it.
Yeah.
It felt like the only thing that was themed, which is still cute, was the name and then the little boot game pieces. So like if we saved that for another bachelorette party, like,
Yeah.
you know, if we use different game pieces, like it would still be fun.
I'm kind of bummed though. The one thing that I like spent the most money on, the one thing I was complaining about last week with the USPS order was like the one thing, it just like was never used.
Yeah, we like couldn't figure out how to hang it up. It was the fabric thing. Did she keep it?
I think so.
But anyway, I loved the game. I thought it was so fun. I mean, it was a lot with that many people, like to go whose turn it was, and there was a lot of little game board pieces, but it was so fun. Then Friday,
Well, Thursday was like a wine night.
Oh, yeah.
We drink a lot of wine. 12 bottles to be exact.
13 if you count the bottle of Prosecco we had to kick it off. Amongst 13 people.
Correct.
So we had a bottle per person.
Perfect.
We were kind of joking, like I was kind of giving Mom shit at the amount of wine that she bought, thinking that we weren't going to drink it all. And we 1,000% did. And I feel like when you're playing one of those games that you're like sipping, you don't realize how quickly wine hits you.
Yeah. Valid. But, yeah.
But it was a good time.
Had a little game night. I'm like glad we did a game night, but also like, no, I am glad we did a game
And
night.
didn't do another night out.
Yeah. But also, I think, like, what I discovered, too, is I think the reason why I was wanting to, like, stay out or, like, do more things is because I'm single. And, like, not being single, like, I feel like
I don't think that's totally true. I'll tell you, because mine wanting to go home had nothing to do with being single. The first night it was because my feet, like, I could not function. My feet hurt so bad, like, I couldn't stand. Like, it was rough. So that is why I wanted to go home the first night. I also knew that we were going to have to get up and get ready in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if we had it set up, it almost is like planning a bachelorette where you have a morning where you can just, like, sleep in and not rush off to anything. That's the night I would have, and let me wear sneakers, that's the night I would have stayed out super late.
Yeah.
But I also love to dance.
We were just trying to do too much
we did
in a short
lot.
amount of time.
Yeah, we did do a lot. Spoiler alert, those Forever 21 really inexpensive boots I bought were so fucking uncomfortable. Like, it was so bad. You kind of called it, I know, but I still went for it, and I regret it every second of it.
I mean, my red ones, I thought they were great on the bus, so I was like, oh, like, these are going to be great if I'm able to, like, walk around on the bus and be fine. And then, yeah, I was like, no. But the black ones were fine.
Yeah.
I wore those, like
those were, like, flat. Those aren't heels. My problem is those boots were high, the ones I bought.
Yeah, they were really high.
And as somebody who doesn't really wear heels ever, my feet aren't used to being like that.
Yeah.
So that was part of the problem too, I think. So
Yeah.
but it was still fun. I mean, I suffered through it, but I would have stayed out. I was having a blast at that bar dancing. The music was great. The vibes were great. I just couldn't stand. So when mom came over and was like, we're leaving, I was like, okay, yeah, I want to go home too.
Yeah, so the first day on Friday we did, it was advertised as like a karaoke bus,
It
like
wasn't.
this pink bus, which honestly like was probably better that it wasn't karaoke
Yeah.
because like we just had a mic that we were passing around, which I kept trying to pass off to people, but like it always ended up back in my hand.
I didn't want to be on the mic.
Why?
Because you don't need to hear my voice. If we're listening to the actual song, like I'd rather listen to the actual person. I
Yeah.
can sing along without a mic in my hand. And I was already trying to balance holding on so I didn't fall on my face and my drink. So like, where was I going to put the mic?
Yeah, I just felt bad because I was like the only one holding that.
Other people took it sometimes.
Yeah. I kept trying to give it back to Lindsay.
Yeah, and there were lots of cute pictures of Lindsay with the mic. So
Yeah.
there's lots of cute pictures in general, y'all. The shared album has like 1,500 photos or something cuckoo
Instagram
bananas.
is so... Wait, do you remember when Sue was here and she was talking about how her Instagram was all messed up?
Mm-hmm.
I am convinced that Instagram, all of the algorithms are messed up. I got like 100 likes on that photo. On my dump. Which is, like, I'm just, like...
I don't know what you normally get.
Compared to what I normally get, that's very low. So I was just like...
Nobody's seeing it.
Right.
Yeah, weird. Instagram's been weird a lot lately.
Like, so weird.
So yeah, so kind of karaoke, but not really karaoke, but a super good time. And the bus was so cute and everything was like pink and we were wearing pink. And so all the photos just turned out really cute on the bus with all the like pink in the background. And there was like a photo booth thing built into the bus that was really cool. So loved. I wish one thing that I would have preferred. So to jump ahead, on Saturday, we did brunch and then an event. I wish we had done that Friday. I wish we had had like a set food activity, like a brunch, and then the bus, as opposed to the other way around. Because I felt like by the end of the bus, everybody was like starving, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just would have been my preferred order of operations, but
It could have had to do with availability.
totally.
I can't remember.
And then we went back and chilled for a bit and got ready for dinner. And we went to dinner. It was delicious.
Yeah, that place was really good.
So good. You found that place, right?
And then we went out. I was like, I couldn't believe, like, we were already almost halfway done with our trip and I still hadn't been on Broadway yet. I was like, let's
Well,
go.
we went on Broadway in the bus, but you meant like on foot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was like very excited to be there.
Yeah. That first band that we went to at Jason Aldean's, she was amazing.
Yeah.
Loved her.
Yeah.
Like whenever somebody was like, all right, next bar, I was like, do we have to?
Yeah. We gotta hit what we can.
I know. I understand the like bar hopping. I will say in general, the cost of drinks down there really shocked me.
Yeah. It's insane.
I did not see that coming.
It's gotten worse.
I always think living in New York and then now Chicago, like drink prices anywhere else won't shock me. Especially if I'm just ordering like a whiskey ginger ale. Like I was not expecting.
Well, and then the cup, like at one of the bars, was like this big.
I know, but those were so strong. Yeah. So that was like kind of, I feel like also to me impacted staying out later because I was like, I can't stay out unless I keep a buzz going, but I also don't want to keep paying these prices for drinks. So that was part of the problem too with why I was like ready to go home. So yeah, and then I went home, I don't know, maybe 11 because my feet just were gonna fall off. You guys stayed out much later, and
Well, it was funny. It was like everyone was like sitting at Luke Bryan's, like kind of like, okay.
I could call an Uber, I could go home.
Well, I definitely wasn't going home. That's for sure.
No, but some of like the other.
And then we walked upstairs, and I hear Holla Back Girl, and I'm like, oh, I forget. The higher up you go in the bars in Nashville, the more like less country it is.
Yeah, and it was later at that point, and so I feel like by that point there's less country.
It was crazy in there.
It was crazy in there.
Oh, I could do it again. I could do it again tonight. I'd love it.
In sneakers.
I love it.
I could do it in sneakers and maybe a little bit more pre-gaming so I'm not spending that much money on drinks. Which we did a better job the next night of pre-gaming instead of spending.
Now that I've been to Nashville 3 times, I would love to go to Nashville without a set schedule. And
see
just
what
like,
you feel. Yeah, that's fair.
That'd be so fun. Like, Mom and I, when we went, we didn't really have much of a schedule. Like, the pedal bike, we decided to do, like, an hour before.
Right.
The thing with Mom and I is it was, like, a little bit different because it's, like, it's different when you're with your parents.
Well, it's also, it's different when you're with your parent. It's also different when you're with two people. You can not have a schedule. If you take a big group to Nashville, you need a plan. You need reservations for stuff. You can't just, like, decide to do shit at the last minute. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Saturday morning brunch was probably, like, a highlight for me just because the food was so fucking good.
So good.
So if you are doing the Pedal Tavern, if you ever want to go to Nashville, across the street from the Pedal Tavern is a place called Adele's.
Which is very well known. Like, when I told Citywade I went there, she was like, like, every time I go to Nashville, I try to get in there.
It's so good. It was so fucking good. Oh my God. And it was a buffet of all kinds of amazing food. The actual buffet price was $36. That's not crazy for, like, an all-you-can-eat, amazing, like, top-tier brunch. Mm-hmm. Like, they had fucking salmon. Now, I didn't really want salmon after drinking the day before, but, like, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was so good.
Love that place. And then the Pedal Tavern.
Tavern was so much fun. If you go to Nashville and you don't do a pedal bike, I don't know what you're doing. But
what are you doing? Yeah.
But do the company that's a Nashville Pedal Tavern. Yeah. They are the best. And they had ponchos, like, that you could buy, which was really nice. We got some, but it thankfully stopped raining, like, right when
it drizzled for, like, the first 10 minutes of our ride. And then it stopped,
And it was just, oh my God, so much fun. And we all had such a good buzz after, and we should have stayed out.
We went back to change. And
we were gonna, like, eat. Yeah. And, like, it was just...
We should have just stayed on Broadway.
But I don't know, my vibes were still high, like, when we went out.
Well, because we told everybody, like, we're going home.
Like, it's not resting time, it's, like...
Changing clothes, eat something. Especially, I put on sneakers for that second night. That was, like, not doing boots again. But it was... So that definitely helped. But I kept my buzz going. Like, the second we walked into the house, I poured a drink.
Yeah. And then
the last night, we took one of the decor pieces that I don't know whose idea it was.
Mine.
To take them out or to decorate with them?
It wasn't my idea to take them out. It was my idea to put Andrew's faces on them.
Okay, so rewind. Whose idea was it to, like, buy them in the first place?
I don't know who bought them.
So at the house, we had blow up, like, horses with, like on a stick that you would, like, ride. Like a horse that you would ride. Blow up, and there was a bunch of brown ones and then one white and pink one that was Lindsay's, and we kind of played with them a little bit the first night, but then they just kind of sat in the Airbnb. But then on our buzz on Saturday evening, people started playing with them and, like, taking pictures, and somebody was like, we should take them to the bars. And then
I love attention. We were getting so much attention at the bars.
So much attention. And then Allie had bought this garland of Andrew's face with cowboy hats, and we took them off and stuck them to the horses. Mm-hmm. So now we're on Broadway with blow-up horses.
Hi friends, Editing Lakin here. So the bad news is that literally cuts off right there, and the file after this didn't save. The good news is we thought all of that beginning, like the last 20 minutes that you just heard, also didn't save. So we were very, very frustrated because we thought we lost that entire Nashville recap. So the good news is we didn't lose that. The bad news is we still lost the tail end, and then we recorded, like, the quick Reader's Digest version of what we just did. Obviously, I'm not going to replay that Reader's Digest version because that would be awkward. You just literally heard that whole story. I'm going to throw in a couple little nuggets, some little fun things that we realized after it didn't save, we thought it didn't save, and then just kind of wrap up this Nashville section. So this whole part might end up being a little bit more awkward than we had originally intended, but the good news is you got a lot more detailed of a recap than we thought you were going to.
We drank, we went through Broadway.
One of the things we didn't talk about was that the Allie and Lindsay, I don't know if anybody else contributed, made a great playlist for the weekend. But the one issue was, like, all of the bars and, like, the bus and the pedal bar and the actual bars all played the same fucking song.
I was like, do you have my playlist?
So
and I would like to say, I didn't take a Nashville Bachelorette party playlist. I created this from scratch.
Yeah, but
yes, I got some inspo at the end, but like,
yeah, it was like, I felt like I listened to the same, like, 10 songs all weekend.
Yeah.
And then we literally went to dinner last night, and the restaurant we were at was playing Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
And that was like the song of the weekend.
We all just looked at each other like, oh.
Because our like theme was like Let's Go Girls, which wasn't actually like, that's not really the theme. It was just a Lindsay's last rodeo. But anyways, the alcohol rules in Nashville got really weird over time.
Oh, we didn't talk about that in our technical difficulty recap.
When Bonnie and I
Bonnie.
When Bonnie and I went, I probably talked about this on the pod before. She brought a bottle of limoncello, like a water bottle full of limoncello, thinking, and she kept telling me like, no, Allie, it's like a mixie, and I'm like, no,
but Mom, it's a liquor.
It's liquor, yeah. I'm like it's literally like the same alcohol content.
It's not the same alcohol content as like vodka,
but
she was probably drinking it like it was like a wine level of.
She was drinking it like it was a vodka lemonade. Like
yeah, and it's not.
Mm-mm. So, but now that you can't have anything above 8 ABV, and it has,
and it can't. So, yeah, the 8 ABV makes sense to me. Like if you want to have a cutoff as a percent, like fine. But the rule that got me was...
We weren't looking very closely, though.
They were not, but their website had it all splashed all over it. But the rule that got me was that you couldn't have a seltzer with an actual liquor in it. So you couldn't have a High Noon, you couldn't have a Sun Boy, you couldn't have any of the ones that had like an actual...
So it was like White Claw, Vizzy, and then a certain type of Topo Chico that you could have. Yeah. And like... To be honest, like we were so drunk at that point, like whatever he was putting in my cup holder, I was like, great, I'm gonna drink it. Except when he gave me the watermelon White Claw, I had to say no, because I hate watermelon flavored things. Yeah. And our driver was amazing.
Amazing.
Ryan Root Music. I follow him on Instagram.
Shout out.
Follow him on Instagram, he follows me. I'll tag him. I need to do a dump on the Instagram of Nashville. Don't let me forget.
And then we took the blow-up horsies out with us to the bar.
We had blow-up horses. We put Andrew's face on them. Guys are asking me to ride my horse. I said, that's my brother you're talking about. It got kind of weird. All the bands wanted to hold Andrew.
We had lots of videos of Andrew on the horse out in the bars.
Yeah, we had lots of times. Do you know there's a tin roof here?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then some of the girlies went home, and...
By some of the girlies, she means the old ones.
And then the rest of the girlies went to Whiskey Row. Andrew's face is all over their floor. And I may or may not have kissed a cowboy, but I don't kiss and tell.
That's the short version because the long version got lost.
Yeah,
sorry, y'all.
Just take a deep breath.
I'm not sure we said anything actually more magical than that. So it was a good time.
Oh, I had a southern accent the whole time.
Oh yeah, Allie had a southern accent all weekend.
I changed my Hinge to Nashville, and seeing the men in Nashville on Hinge was quite the sight. We had Simeon.
It was not good.
And then we had like Jeff and like Bill, and you know the whole.
It was like.
And then you get the old Beckham and the whole
it was rough.
Like Callahan, like come on,
Callie. And of course, Lindsay looked fantastic in every single thing she put on. She looked so cute all weekend.
Yeah, she really did.
She slayed all of her outfits.
Major slay.
And now it's the final countdown. The wedding is 1 month from yesterday.
It's the final countdown.
Sorry if you're listening, Lindsay, and we're stressing you out saying that it's in a month, but we love you and we can't wait.
We're very excited. I have to pick up my dress tomorrow. They cleaned it for me.
So exciting.
I really want to do the thing where people like send in like stories and then we like read them, but I don't think
people would actually have to do that.
Yeah, but we don't have fans like that.
We have people who listen every week, and you guys are the best. Don't listen to Allie. I just don't know that anybody has any like stories or advice they need to send in, but that's what they do on the House of Mar podcast. They do like they have a cute name for it. It's like Sister Advice Time. It's better than that, but something, they do it at the end.
Sister Advice Time.
It's called something better than
that.
Sat. Shut up.
I'm Sat. That's what we can call it.
Sister Advice Time.
Sister Advice Time. I'm Sat. Tell us your tea. And we'll see.
No. Okay, next.
Okay, wait, but I did think of something that might be fun to like add in.
Okay, great. What is
it? So I think we can call it Devil's Advocate. Okay. I saw this as like an idea of something to do. Like you go on Reddit and you find like a scenario of some sort, like whether it's like one of those like advice things or
one
whatever.
Of those like am I the asshole things.
Yeah. And then one of us is on one side of it and the other person's on the other side of it, and we have to fight on it. Mm-hmm. And like, even if you disagree wholeheartedly,
you have to fight for it.
You have to, like, but it's not going to be like a rebuttal count. Like, I'm not like preparing like I'm in law school. Yeah, like this isn't debate team. This is just for shits and giggles. But it'd be really great if people could submit things so that we could, you know. What if we created like a Google form?
It's a lot of commitment.
No, it's not.
People, I think, would be more likely to submit it like just on an Instagram question box than a Google form.
No, because I need like a paragraph. I need a story. I need to know what's going on.
Okay, we can discuss this maybe.
Okay, first category is what are you watching?
Oh, even though you were making fun of me earlier. Remember when I was like, I have 7 minutes left in this episode, and you were like, what? The Pit? That's how you said it.
Well,
it wasn't The Pit. I started watching the new show that Ellen Pompeo's in, Good American Family, based on Natalia Grace. Do you know the story?
Kind of.
Okay. I didn't before I clicked play on this. Is it like fucked? It's fucked.
Is it crazy?
I'm about halfway through. It is fucking crazy. Like, it's crazy. And I know that, like, when they do stuff, like, based on a true story, they dramatize a lot of it, right? Mm-hmm. They make things, like, extra than it needs to be and whatever. But it's fucked up.
Yeah. I've heard it's fucked up.
But yeah, I'm about halfway through the show. And then apparently there's also a documentary. So, like, the show is, like, a TV show. You know what I mean? That they, like, is based on the true story. And then there's, like, a true documentary with the actual girl.
Yeah.
But the actual mom is not in the documentary because she refused to be part of it, which that says a lot. So. Yeah. But it just, Ellen Pompeo is so fucking good, y'all. She is such a good actress. And then it's the guy, the dad is, he's the guy in the morning show who's, like, the nice guy producer that, like, then gets fucked. Not, like, the top guy who's, like, the asshole, but, like, the nice guy who, like, manages the show. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, not Steve Carell, but the other.
No, because he's, like, on the show. The guy who manages the show.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah, he's the dad in it.
Yeah.
But it's really good. I'm, like, very, like, addicted to it right now, but it is very fucked. So that is what I'm watching.
Well, that's wonderful. I didn't come prepared this week.
Okay, so just pick something. You're usually watching like 700 things at any given time. So just pick one. You watched the new Another Simple Favor.
Oh, yes! That's what I watched. I watched Another Simple Favor.
I haven't watched it yet, but you said it was good.
Yeah, it's good.
Obviously not as good as the second, or the first one.
I mean, the first one's iconic.
Yeah,
like, the first one's like throws you for a fucking loop.
Yeah.
It's like, you know how I would describe like a simple flavor and
a simple flavor.
A simple slaver. And also the second one, it's very Frida McFadden. You know what I mean? Like when you
think that you like
yes, you're like okay, and then it's like no, it's like 360. Like what the? I was listening to our podcast in Home Goods the other day. And I said that. I was like, yeah, Frida McFadden will be like you have your eyes or your everything set on this one outcome. And then you're like, no, but then the next time you read a book of hers, you're like, no, it's not that outcome.
I'm not gonna fall for it.
It's a different outcome. And then she gets you again and it's about the person chapter 1. And you're like, what the fuck? I thought we were done with the person in chapter 1.
Nope,
like
never.
They always come back. I remember the day that I decided that we should make this podcast like super transparent was the day that my ex Snapchatted me. Yeah. And I said, you know what? I feel silly not communicating this with you guys.
Yeah, we talked about this like 2 weeks ago because we just had the 1 year
anniversary. I do feel like
sometimes
we still have a filter.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm thoughtful as I am with my own content that I have a small child and I'm going to be careful about what I say about her and her life on the internet.
But I keep hearing that people want to hear more about my dating life.
Well, that's a filter for you to decide. I don't feel like I have filters, except when it comes to Lila's privacy. But we can talk about your dating life if you'd like.
I don't have a dating life.
Right now, yeah. We just need to fix that.
Yeah. Speaking of TV that goes into books, one of my favorite series, which is the Off-Campus series, which when we were talking about reading in the past year, this is the series that I read most. It was like 6 of the like 20 books I read last year. So it was like a big portion of last year.
I don't remember this at all.
It's like a hockey romance.
Oh.
You don't remember me talking about the hockey romance Off-Campus series?
Not really, no, sorry.
Okay, well, they are coming out with a TV show.
Cool.
And for the past like bajillion weeks, everyone's been itching for Elle Kennedy to release the cast. And when I got home like 2 nights ago, I went on Instagram. It was the first thing I saw, and I was like, ah! And here's the thing. They love to pull the let's not have the cast, the real person version, look like the book version. Like, they love to do that. And almost, I feel like all the adaptations, they're always like switching things up, which I feel like is fine most of the time, but sometimes when it's like literally, for example, the last book of the series, the guy is ginger, and it's a big part of his personality.
Okay.
The guy who's playing the character is actually in the pit.
But maybe they'll dye his hair.
He's in the pit. He's the one with the curly.
Maybe they'll dye his hair. Do you know that the twins on Harry Potter aren't gingers naturally? They dye their hair. So if it's a big part of the story and a big part of his personality, they may just adjust it.
This guy.
Oh, he's not a huge character on the pit. He's hot.
Okay. Well,
he is on the pit, but he's a nurse. He's not one of the doctors, so he's not like as prominent as the doctors.
I'll just say, when the cast came out, I was not upset. Everyone else was freaking out, like so upset. And I'm like, guys, here's the thing with these things, is you have to take it with a grain of salt. You have to look at it, do some research on these folks. So what I did is I stalked everybody, and I was like, okay.
I see it.
You know what? Do the personalities fit the characters?
I think there's also something about how people work together. You know, like big production things will do like tests of people together.
And so here's the other thing. The guy who's playing the guy in the second book, the main guy in the second book is like a jokester, like not really. Like, and the guy who's playing him, like he's making funny TikToks, like, oh sorry, I don't have blue eyes. Like, it's like funny because you're like,
he's like,
oh my god, like he gets it, like whatever. Yeah. So the main guy, like everyone wanted this one actor who he played with the other. I don't know how to explain it. Like all of the guys in all of the books, everything intertwines.
Sure.
They all play on the same hockey team. All of the girls, like as the books go on, they become friends because they're all dating.
But each book is individually about a couple.
A love story, yeah. And so like the chemistry between the guys is also really important.
Right.
And 2 guys are like really good friends, and there's these 2 guys that play good friends on a TV show, which has the guy that they wanted as like
but if they've already played friends, like that's weird. Like that's
so they didn't cast that guy.
That's what I mean. I feel like I wouldn't, because they already did that.
But it's just funny because that's the guy that everyone wanted to play like the Garrett Graham, and then like it's not gonna be him. But anyways, very exciting stuff.
So do I need to read these books?
I mean, they're really quick reads. Like, they are very light and very good. I mean, like, I personally enjoyed them. It's a whole, like thing. Like, it's like a university. It's like Briar University is the, like, university. And then there's, like, the Off-Campus series and then the Briar U series. And the Briar U series is also guys on the hockey team, but it's, like, a different friend group. So it's, like, different girls. Yeah.
That is complicated.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But the main one is the Off-Campus series, which, yes, I would recommend.
Is there more to it than just, like, a love story, though?
I mean, yes, in the sense of what do you mean? Like, it's, like...
Like, it's not just...
Like, there's also stuff that happens in, like, their lives. There's, like, all of them are different based off, like, how they get together. All the tropes are different.
I know, but more to it than just that. Like, whether it's... I don't know. You always make fun of, like, Emily Henry's books for being, like, just about the romance. And not... There's nothing else to them.
I think they have more substance to them than the... I mean... I don't know. Emily Henry, I also feel like she has more of, like, a goal to her. I don't know. Like, I think about Happy Place, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I read that book, like, on vacation. Super cute, super fun. Did I, like, love that book? No.
That's fair.
But it's, like, was it, like, refreshing to just, like, read something, like, super light? Yeah, like, these ones are way spicier. They're spicy.
Oh, they're spicy books.
They're not as spicy as the Chicago series.
What channel is doing the show?
Amazon MGM Studios.
Yeah, because I always feel like, unless it's HBO, like, the spice level is not going to be that in a TV show.
Amazon goes hard.
Really? Maybe I haven't watched much Amazon original.
I watch a lot of Amazon
Original.
Prime. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't, really.
I think Amazon will do a good job.
Okay.
I'd be worried if it was like
Hulu or Netflix or something.
I would be I'd be concerned with Netflix.
Yeah, they do a little bit, but yeah, not
Netflix
much.
wouldn't have been serious enough about the casting either. I think Netflix would have, like...
Netflix is, I feel like I was in a rush
Yes.
to get things done, and sometimes it's not great.
And, like, that, like, is apparent in, I fear, all, like, these Colleen Hoover adaptations that are, like, one after the other after the other. Like, we have, like... We Had It Ends With Us, Verity's done and gonna get released. Then we have Reminders of Him and Regretting You, like, all lined up.
Yeah. But that could also be being driven by, like, Colleen Hoover herself, and she just wants to, like, get them out because she, like, stopped writing books because she was being attacked. So she needs money from somewhere.
I hope Verity's good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anne Hathaway and Dakota Johnson, like, give me hope.
No. Anne Hathaway, I feel like, doesn't do anything shitty.
Yeah.
I mean,
and actually, the cast for Reminders of Him is supposed to be really good too. It's like the girl who's like the main character in Long Legs, and she was also.
What's the premise of that one again? I don't even remember. I feel like all
Reminders
those.
of Him is the one where it's like there was the accident. She was like in jail, and she has a son.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
the jail. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. One of the things I feel like whenever we talk about like book descriptions to the screen, your face.
Sometimes the sips are like fine, and sometimes they're like actually.
The aftertaste is not it. One of the things I feel like I always have to bring up is, so in Harry Potter, when she described Hermione, all she said in the original description is big brown eyes and brown curly poofy hair is like how she describes her. And so when they made the movies, right, they pulled Emma Watson and her like curly hair, and don't get me wrong, I love Emma Watson, right? Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, when they made the play, decided Hermione was going to be black.
Yeah.
Because they were like, she didn't say anything about her skin color. All she said was big brown eyes and brown curly poofy hair.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. And so Hermione in The Cursed Child is black, and then her and Ron's child, who is kind of a main character, is half. And it's awesome.
I love that.
It's so, I'm like, that is, to me, the epitome of like, taking what the author said and like putting your own spin. Now, if the author said they had blue eyes and they have brown eyes, you're like, okay, that's kind of not what I said, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think like overall, like.
I mean, if the eye color doesn't matter, then like it's fine,
Yeah.
right? But it sounds like the people are more concerned about this guy's hair color.
Yeah, well, and the girl who was just cast as Allie is brunette, which that's an easy fix, but.
Right.
It's, yeah.
Or if it doesn't impact the story at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Okay, that was a lot on reading, but I guess, or watching.
Yeah, but that like went into reading.
Okay, yeah.
Are you well?
I actually have not started anything new. We just, between Nashville and like just life recently, I'm not reading anything right now.
Well, I finished the third book of the Windy City series.
There's one more?
And I have some, okay, I read it and I was like, kind of went into it as like it not being like the favorite of the four. I loved this book so much. I gave it 5 stars.
Whoa!
The story and like she is a great writer. I don't know if it like it resonated with me because there's like a kid involved, or if it was like,
right, yeah, you were saying like a single dad,
yeah, he's like a single dad and she like becomes the nanny, and like it sounds really like spicy and weird, but there's like so much more to it, and it's just like the whole book was very full circle.
Cool.
Was just like what she just like what her dad decided to do with her life is then what she ends up deciding to do with her life, or wait,
Yeah.
what her dad, you know what I mean. Yeah, I really liked it. Like, I felt like I was like, I could talk about this with someone else that read it, like, for hours. And that's when you know, like,
that
you're
was
like,
a good
okay.
book, yeah.
And then it really set you up for the last one right at the end.
So you were gonna take a break and go to
The Great Big Beautiful
Yeah.
Life, which unfortunately I feel like now it's like, because it hasn't gotten the best,
yeah,
like, what's the word?
reviews, feedback, yeah.
I'm like, ugh. And I'm such an influenced person that it's just like gonna pain me, I think, but
You bought the actual book.
I did.
Can you return?
I can't wait for the day that I can have a bookshelf. Like, you don't even understand.
I mean, I do. I love my bookshelf.
I want a bookshelf. But then I also started reading that book that you gave me, Everyone Should Be Millionaires or whatever. And I only read like the first intro part of it, and then she like said something about, I'm not going to tell you not to have your like $3 coffee. And I'm like, that's funny because my coffee's $8.
Well, she wrote, this book's a couple years old, but, so plug then, the week that this pod goes live, the YouTube video on my channel earlier this week is my top nonfiction book recommendations for goals. And that is one of them on the list, obviously. Like, I don't gift that book because I don't love it. So that one is on my list. But along with 11 other books.
I'm excited also just to like read something different. I feel like I can read it simultaneously with my other books. So.
Always. I feel like I have a nonfiction and a fiction going at any time. I guess the fiction book that is up on deck because it became available at the library is the next Hunger Games one, which is Haymitch's prequel. I haven't started it yet, but it did become available at the library. So.
Yeah, well, and so now everyone's talking about this other new romance book called like One Last Summer or something.
I feel like that one's been on the radar for a long time.
The blue one?
Yeah, it's been on my list for a long time.
I don't know. I always feel like I'm behind because I think I'm like a serial series person.
You are, yeah.
And I don't want to be.
Which is why that is why this year I made my reading goal was no series. With the exception of Onyx Storm.
How many books have I read this year?
I am no series in 2025.
You've read like fucking 50.
No, I haven't.
I hate Goodreads sometimes.
Yeah, but didn't you switch to...
No, I don't like that. It was like weird.
Well, it's just new.
My review for Caught Up was, oh, this one got me. I'm not a 5-star gal and wasn't really expecting much from this, but wow. Miller and Kai's love story was one I'll never forget. I love the tension, the love, and the incorporation of their personal lives. All around such a good book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You're counting them? You know there's a place that it just like tells you, but...
7.
Ellie, that's amazing.
You think? What's my goal this month?
There are people who have read 0 this year, so...
What's my 2025 reading challenge? 20. Oh, so I've read 8. Last year I read 16. So I'm already like, it's not even half the year and I'm already like halfway done.
So you're good. And you're also writing a book. How's that going?
It's not.
Okay.
Cause I am
when did I spill this on myself?
I don't know. I'm in a little bit of a standstill because I was gonna write like on the way to Nashville and then I like brought my whole laptop.
I saw that. I was like, why did you bring your laptop? But do you want me to read it? And give you like thoughts? You can say no. I won't be offended. I was just thinking it might help you get out of a rut if a new person reads it and gives you like my reaction.
The thing is like yes, but I'm not looking for editing advice at this time. I'm looking for more like I need more like, hey, this is really good. What's happening next? Like, I don't want like, okay, you like, I don't know.
Okay.
I just like rewrote the whole outline today. I like tried to romanticize things by I got like a notebook. Sarah Karen, or what's her name?
Sarah Cannon.
She posted, or she sent an email that was like, are you using your notebooks? And I was like, shit, like you're right. Like I love to write things down, so I should get like a notebook dedicated to my writing and like make a little outline. So I got this little like notebook that has this little like, these little like blue houses on it. And I like wrote like the whole outline of all the people so that you don't forget, so there's no plot holes and all the things, but it's like curated to like my brain. So I have arrows and like things that I know. And I think my problem is sometimes I feel like when I'm writing it, I feel a sense of like imposter syndrome where I'm just like,
You know what? It's funny because she literally, on her video last week that I just watched, she said imposters don't have imposter syndrome. So if you have, like, if somebody's actually an imposter, they don't feel like
That's so weird that she said that, because I when I write it and then I read, I'm like, I can't write like that. Like, I read other people's books and I'm like, I can't write like that. I don't know how to write like that. Though. And then I go to my books and I'm like, it doesn't sound like it doesn't, like, this can't actually be in a book. Like, I feel like my writing isn't qualified to be in a book.
So first off, it is. If you actually were not, like, the way she described it, you should go listen to it. I'll point you to the right video. But the other thing she said in that video, somebody asked her the question, it was like a Q&A style. Somebody asked, like, how do you decide the balance between, like, just getting a book out and getting it published and, like, learning and having it be the best possible book? And she's like, she's published, I don't know, like 20 books or something at this point. And she's got multiple series that she's written. She's like, if you go back and read those first ones, like, that's not my best work, obviously. Like, you can read those and I go back and things I would change. But if I never just, like, published those, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. Yeah. And so
and that's how I feel. I try to, like, compare it to, like, my career too, where it's like, there were so many times that I was, like, going to weddings and I'm, like, so anxious and so nervous, and, like, so many times where I'm like, this isn't the job for me, like, I'm not supposed to do this, like, I'm not confident enough, I'm not, like, no one wants me to, like, be in charge of their wedding, but then I do it, like, all the time, like, I've probably done, like, 100+ weddings now, and it's, like, now I never get nervous, and I never feel that way, because I'm like, yeah, like, I sure as hell, like, fucked shit up before, but now, like,
I know what I'm doing. Yeah. So, like,
but there's still so much to learn.
There's always stuff to learn, but it's also, like, your first book. So, like, it's not going to be, like, the books that you're reading are not these authors' first books. I also feel like
I'm scared, because I feel like I'm scared because I am getting into, like, the main part of it.
Right, like the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, that, like...
But you can always go back and edit.
Yeah.
Just, like, power through at this point.
Yeah.
So, that reminds me, I was going to just ask you this, but I guess I can ask you on the pod. So there is a virtual writers, like, conference. It's called Inkers Con. That it is, like, speakers about writing and being an author. It's all virtual, like, it's online. And Sarah has spoken at it in the past. She's not speaking this year, but she promoted it in her last video, and I was like, that would be a potential good birthday gift for you, but I don't know if you would actually, like, watch the videos.
Yeah, I think
like,
so.
Like, would you? Like...
Would it be videos, or would I, like, be joining something?
Well, so there's a combination. So some of them are, like, videos from a speaker about, like, how to do something. And then some of them are, like, co-writing sessions where everybody, like, hops on Zoom and, like, writes together. And then some of them are, like, networking sessions with other authors. And there's, like, a hodgepodge. I can send you the link to, like, the actual website. And then if you decide, like, it's something you'd be interested in, I was like, that would be, like, a fun birthday gift for her that's, like, related to this.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't by yourself, but, like, I think would actually, like, really help you with your...
Yeah, I think so. Anyway. Yeah. I think, yeah. I can definitely send it to you if you want to read it.
Well, that's up to you. Your call.
It's only, like, 30-something Google Docs pages, so it wouldn't take you that long.
Yeah.
But...
I can't add it to my Goodreads, though, so that fucking sucks.
All of the, like, good, like, romance names are just, like, all taken. That's why we reverted to, like, Summer in the City.
There's so many names. Oh, you mean for the book or for the characters?
And I think that's the book. I think that's another thing that's kind of unmotivating me, is I'm like, wait, I need a name.
Again, the title can come later, and also, like, half these books we read, we're like, what's the title? Like, I don't know. Like, the titles are not that important.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm really excited. I've been super, super busy. But I want to get back into it for sure. Next category is, wait, what were you reading?
I mean, I'm
my
reading.
Book?
Sure. Or you can plug my YouTube video, or I'm going to be reading the new Hunger Games.
What we're buying.
So I bought the pill case that you bought.
Really? The pink one?
Yeah, because I never considered a pill case like that, because I wasn't taking anything at night, except for I take CBD gummies before bed. And I used to just keep those.
And they're big, so they fit.
Yeah, and I used to just keep it in my nightstand and just like take my gummies like right before bed. But I've been really focusing on taking care of my teeth since I finally went to the dentist after a very long time.
And that you should be proud of yourself for that, because doing that sucks so bad. And I did it too, like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and
the dentist was like, yeah, we got a lot of work to do, but like, whatever. We're getting it done. We're getting the work done. I've been back a lot of times to get shit done. And I have another appointment tomorrow, but we're getting there. Anyway, I realized that if I do all these things to take care of my teeth and then I get in bed and then I chew my CBD gummy, I'm like, well, that's not good for my teeth.
I should have told you that too, because I talked to my dentist about that too, because I was like, it doesn't bother me to take it after I brush my teeth, so I'll always brush my teeth, take my CBD gummy, then put my retainer in. And I'm like, wait.
Right. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I realized I need to like keep my CBD gummies in my bathroom so I can take them before I brush my teeth. And I already keep my vitamins for my morning in there, and so I bought the thing that you have so that I can also have my little nighttime gummies. And then I also know eventually when I get pregnant, I typically take magnesium before bed when I'm pregnant, so I probably will add that in.
Yeah, I've been really liking like taking my lemon balm, I drink the lemon balm tea every single night, and I don't put any honey in it or anything. I just drink her straight. And like, I have felt a serious difference in my digestion. Like, seriously. Like, I just feel like things are more like regular.
Yeah.
I don't want to be this person, but I do like doing things naturally.
Oh, no, I am that person. The other day when I had a migraine and I was like, I have eaten, I have had caffeine, I have drinking water, I have gone outside. I'm like, I try to do all the things. I mean, caffeine, but you know, like I try to do all the things before I like pop a pill.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah. The things I've been buying things for my birthday party.
Abby's birthday party is coming up.
So my birthday party theme is it's 5 o'clock somewhere. 25 o'clock.
It's 25 o'clock somewhere.
So it's like sequins, spritz, summery, like vibes, very me coded. I've already gotten like a ton of stuff for it, which I'm really excited. Trying to get ahead of the game on everything. And I'm hosting a party this year, which is what I'm used to doing, but last year I didn't, and last year was kind of a shit show. So, you know, just girls and gays, good time, and then gonna go to the club at night. But, well, not the club.
When you say like you're going to the club, like where are you gonna go?
I'm gonna go to this place that's like kind of a bar, but they like have tables, so it's like not really a club, but it's not really a bar, because I don't really like clubs.
I know, but I love to dance.
It's called Niso. Well, Niso's Prime is the steakhouse, and it's Niso's Lounge, which is upstairs.
What neighborhood is
Westloop.
this? Yeah, I'm not going all the way to Westloop. I was considering going, but so what was holding me back is Sam has a super early flight the next morning. So he's still in town that night and can easily, you know, take Lyla and be on Lyla duty, and I can go. But I would have to be in charge early the next morning because he's going to be gone. And that entire day. Like, right. And so I was like,
the goal is to make it to Redhead. Me starting to drink at 5 p.m. and making it to Redhead is a scary thought.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm not going to watch.
But also, I feel I've come to the conclusion that when I have the focus and thought of getting drunk, I never get as drunk as I think I'm going to.
True. My biggest buzz always comes if I'm not planning to be buzzed.
Yeah.
Always.
But also, I probably will on my birthday, like, take shots, so we'll see.
Like, at your house or like when you're out?
At my house.
Even with all these like fancy drinks you're making?
I don't know. But I'm really excited. I'm going to have a spritz bar. Aperol spritz, limoncello spritz, Hugo spritz. We'll make sure Mom puts some actual spritz in her limoncello one. And I'm going to have ranch waters, and I'm going to have croissant, chicken salad sandwiches, cucumber sandwiches, fruit, caprese salads, skewers, watermelon skewer. It's going to be so cute.
Do you know who's going to eat all the watermelon skewers?
Lyla.
It's Lyla.
Well, it's like a watermelon like salad skewer. So
that girl can eat watermelon and I don't know where it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna take a cute pic.
Before she eats watermelon.
I actually saw this really cute gold seashell purse today at Target, and I almost bought it, but I didn't.
You don't need a purse on theme when we're gonna be at your house.
I know. My dress is like kind of like your shirt, but brighter. But I am incorporating some blue here and there, so it doesn't look like I'm way out of line, but it was also just because I didn't want someone to show up in the same color as me, and I think I look really good in blue, and it's like oceany, and like it's kind of leaning towards that very like Amalfi Coast, Italy, like
That's fair.
fun like stuff.
You're the water.
Yes. And I don't foresee anyone walking in wearing blue. And if they do, awkward.
You know what's funny is I was gonna ask, before you picked out your blue dress, I have a dress that is like a navy background, but it's pink and orange flowers all over it. But it's like a blue background.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
I don't actually care.
No, I know, but it's like, I mean, I have a bazillion pink dresses. I could just wear pink.
And like also last year I wore orange. So I like didn't want to wear, and like because that's very me, like the oranges and pinks and shit like that.
Yeah.
But also like blue is my favorite color, so like why don't I wear it?
Well, and if you look good and like it, then it's good.
Yeah. So yes, I'm very excited. Is there anything that you're using to note?
I can't think of anything. I'm sorry. I really should like plan my answers in advance. And also, I definitely had something in my phone that I was going to bring up on the pod. But fun fact, my phone is in Lila's room. And I was going to...
And you don't remember?
And I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I'll bring it up next week. And I'm going to wait until she is dead asleep before I go in and get it. I mean, at this point she is. But when we first started recording, she wasn't.
I mean, the only thing I was going to say that I'm using is... I started using Rocket Money.
Oh, yeah. You're like really into it.
Yeah, which... It's kind of hard to use a little bit, but I feel like it'll really help me just keep my ducks in a row for spending and stuff. This isn't an ad, but it could be.
Yeah, sponsor us, Rocket Money.
It always could be. And I've also been inquiring about using this new platform to plan weddings, which might happen, but it is a little bit steeper than what I am currently using, but it also looks a lot easier. So, TBD. It's called Aisle Planner Pro. So if anyone's used it, let me know. But that's all I got.
I feel like we've been recording forever because we did record and then like lost it. So I feel like I am tapped out.
Yeah, we gotta
Sorry, y'all.
watch our show.
We gotta get to our show, which we get to watch upstairs because Sam's on here.
Oh, but the TV's small. I was watch on here.
Oh, we don't have a couch down here yet.
I would rather watch it.
I can't wait until the week that when you ask what I'm buying and the answer is a couch for the basement. We can watch it down here. That's fine. Okay. If you made it all the way to the end.
How about... Wait, what did we even talk about? How about just like the wine glass emoji? We'll just make it easy.
The wine glass emoji. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Have you noticed that you've been putting the bloopers on the Spotify too? Have you always done that?
No, at the very
I like it.
At the very beginning, I was specific, and the bloopers only went on YouTube and not on
I like it. I think it's
Spotify,
really
and now
funny.
I do.
It's really funny.
Now,
Okay.
Okay. Cheers, bye. Cheers. We can have that conversation after we're done. Oh, now it looks crooked.
On this episode of Technical Difficulties.
I'm not chugging wine. I'm sorry.
Actually, I don't. Now that I say that, I don't want to say that.
Or I brush my teeth.
Am I in the frame?
You're like a little bit out, but you're okay.